everybody. Today I continue reading about first farmers. Settled life brought human many advantages. The first, life was more comfortable. Second, it's easier to raise family. The third, there was an access to food, to goods, to trading. And finally, there was potential for power and wealth for some. But there are also disadvantages of settled life. Firstly, there was overcrowding. Secondly, there was risk of disease when people and animals live alongside. And the third, the disposal of sewage and rubbish was a problem. And finally, the disadvantage of settled life is the farmer's wealth attracted many attackers. People in Mesoamerica, Mesopotamia, in Mesoamerica, domesticated many kinds of plants and animals. In Mesoamerica, 8,000 before Common Era, they learned to domesticate plants such as corn and potatoes. Some kinds of animals were also domesticated in Mesoamerica, were llamas and alpacas. Alpacas became smaller and more docile. So settled life, farming spread across the world around 4,000 before Common Era, and the first rice were grown in China. They also domesticated many some other plants such as vines and olives. So now listen to me to know more information about settled life, the last part of first farmer. Settled life. Farming allowed people to stay in one place, settling in villages that then grew into towns. Settling down changed many aspects of daily life, bringing with it advantages and disadvantages. First, easier to raise bigger families. Life was more comfortable. There was access to goods through trade, potential for wealth and power for some. Cons, overcrowding, risk of disease caused by living alongside other people and animals. Disposal of rubbish and sewage was a problem. Farmers' wealth attracted attackers. High-rise living. In many early settlements, people lived on top of one another. Practical parts. Most pottery was too heavy and fragile to be carried by hunter-gatherers, but when people settled, pots revolutionized their lives. They could use them to carry liquids, store grain, and cook food over a fire. Pottery was also decorative and became a way of displaying wealth. American farmers. Around 8,000 before Common Era, farming was developed in Mesoamerica, present-day Mexico and Central America, and South America. There were few large animals suitable for farm work, so Americans never invented road transportation or the plow. Many different native crops and animals were found in this region. Corn, domesticated in Mesoamerica from a wild grass called Telsinti. Potatoes. Wild potato species grew across the Americas. Llamas and alpacas used for their meat, wool, dung, for fuel and fertilizer, and also of pack animals. Guinea pigs. These animals are a major meat source in the Andes. Ancestor worship. Living in one place, farming people became aware of the ancestors who had lived before them. They believed that the dead watched over them. In En Gazo, Jordan, statues of people, perhaps ancestors, were found buried in peace beneath houses. This may have been part of a ritual of ancestor worship. Animal adaptation. Animals changed when they were domesticated. Cattle and sheep became smaller and more docile than their wild ancestors. Sheep lost their long horns and developed a thick woolly fleece. 6,000 before Common Era. In Sumeria, Mesopotamia, the cultivation of crops occurred on a large scale. 5,000 before Common Era, farming spread across Europe, West Asia, and north of Africa. 5,000 before Common Era, in the Andes Mountains of South America, llamas were tamed. 4,000 before Common Era, paddy field cultivation of rice began in China. In the Mediterranean, vines and olives were farmed. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.